My mother asked you to leave.
No, so I didn't.
Just call me when you get to the airport.
Well, what is that noise?
Powers. Something's wrong. I'm scared.
Sam, can you... Sam, can you...
Let's make a deal. We will survive in any case. A few days ago, a young couple, Will and Samantha, are eagerly awaiting their first child, a baby boy. Will travels from Seattle to Chicago to meet Sam's parents, hoping to ask her father, Tom, for permission to marry her. Sam warns Will not to make her father upset, and he promised her. Will is welcomed by Sam's mother, and she presents the dinner. However, during dinner, an argument erupts between Tom and Will, leading him to leave without mentioning the pregnancy or his intentions. The next day, just before his flight back, Sam calls Will, sounding anxious. While they are talking, they heard a strange noise and explosion before the call abruptly cuts off. At the airport, Will discovers that all flights have been canceled due to a news report about a seismic event off the West Coast, which has caused widespread electrical and telecommunications disruptions. Concerned, Will returns to Sam's parents' home, where he and Tom decide to drive together to Seattle to find Sam. As Will and Tom navigate through heavy traffic, they encounter soldiers who have blocked the interstate. Drawing on his experience as a Marine officer, Tom successfully convinces them to allow their car to pass. Later that night, they are pulled over by a police car, only to discover that the driver is an escaped inmate from the local maximum security prison, armed with a shotgun. A violent confrontation ensues, resulting in Tom fracturing his ribs. They then use the police cruiser to tow their damaged vehicle to a nearby reservation. At the reservation, a mechanic named Ricky repairs their car and agrees to accompany them in case of further breakdowns. The trio sets off, stopping to restock supplies along the way. However, they soon find themselves at gunpoint as robbers steal their gasoline reserves. With their fuel supply depleted, Will pursues the fleeing robbers and manages to catch up with their car. Ricky shoots out their tires, causing the vehicle to roll over. Amidst the flames and the leaking gas tank, they scramble to reclaim their gasoline before the car explodes. Later that night, shaken by the events, Ricky decides to leave them. The following day, Tom's lung collapses, prompting Will to perform a needle thoracostomy. Realizing that Tom needs medical help to survive, they share a moment of connection, and Will finally feels that Tom approves of him and Sam. While crossing a bridge, they encounter a gang of armed men on motorcycles. Together, they manage to evade the gang, but Tom ultimately succumbs to his injuries. When their car breaks down, Will makes the difficult decision to set it on fire, ensuring that Tom's body won't be left to decay. He then continues his journey on foot. Eventually, a family picks Will up, and he guides them to his estranged father's vacant house in Idaho, where they all take a moment to rest. He strikes a deal with them. They can stay at his father's well-stocked home until they're ready to head north in exchange for their four-wheel drive vehicle. As Will gets closer to Seattle, he is confronted with the devastation. The city is nearly destroyed. The situation becomes even more unsettling when he notices victims buried in their cars beneath a thick layer of ash. Finally, upon reaching Sam's ruined apartment, he discovers a message from her, which includes an address to a cabin. At the cabin, Will discovers Sam with Jeremiah, a neighbor from their apartment building. Jeremiah, convinced that the disaster was not a natural occurrence, but rather the result of a coordinated attack, reveals his deep paranoia. The next morning, consumed by his feelings for Sam, he attempts to kill Will. In self-defense, Will shoots him. Shortly after this encounter, a volcanic eruption unleashes a massive surge of fire, ash, and shockwaves, creating a deadly pyroclastic flow. Will and Sam race away from the engulfing cloud, barely managing to outpace it as it begins to subside. In the face of uncertainty, they declare their love for each other, no matter what lies ahead, and continue their journey north. The true cause and nature of the initial disaster remain a mystery. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more